Meantime, data from the U.S. Census Bureau shows the percentage of women workers in STEM fields is only 26%. And all month long, we've been introducing you to women here in the Carolinas making strides in these fields.
And tonight, meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees takes us to introduce another female scientist who helped shatter stereotypes.
North Carolina became a state in 1789. The North Carolina Climate Office was established 187 years later. But the first female to run the state office, that didn't happen until 2019, over 40 years later.
When I was a little girl, I was in nursery school, and we learned that day that the earth rotated, but you couldn't see it or feel it. And we went outside for recess, and I looked up at the church steeple, and I saw the clouds moving. So I ran over and told my teacher and said, "Oh my goodness, you're wrong, the earth is moving, and I see it." And she told me it was the clouds.
Dr. Kathie Dello became the first female state climatologist for North Carolina, a position she held until last year. But before she came to North Carolina, she was spearheading climate adaptation in her home state of New York.
It was right before Hurricane Sandy. We were thinking about climate resilience in New York City and what would happen if a hurricane were to hit New York City.
After a brief stint on the West Coast, she made her way back to the East Coast, hoping to tackle the same climate resiliency in our state.
I knew North Carolina was a really special place. I knew that there were really smart people here, and I knew that folks were looking for answers. A lot of people talk about climate denial, but I say that folks are allowed to be curious and ask questions.
Dr. Dello says one of her proudest moments at the Climate Office is how they responded to Helene, helping with disaster response, gathering data, and telling the stories of Western North Carolina. She hopes to expand this in her new role at the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality.
I've studied why things happen the entire time, and I've told people why things happen and the context and how historical things were and what we need to think about in the future. What do we do? What do we do after the next Helene? How do we better prepare for the next Helene? Because it will come.
She hopes her experience inspires other women and girls to pursue STEM careers, especially in weather and climate, which impacts everyone.
There are fields for everybody, so I would say stay curious and push through some of the things that feel hard. I know I had some hard moments in school and in my career, and I'm glad that I kept going.
For WCNC Charlotte, I'm meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.